I was noticing that this thing had no dart pegs on it, which leads me to believe that I can shoot 2 half darts out of this. And indeed I can. Not that it holds the second dart all that well, but maybe for the bonus fact is that you can use half darts in this thing without any modification whatsoever. Which, you know, does give it a little bit of a performance boost, because there's more barrel for it to build up pressure, but, well, the more you know. We've got the Henshin Blaster. Well, it's called the Max Morpher, but we won't talk about them Ranger ones, because this is a transforming blaster, and from, well, it's Adventure Force, but this is clearly a BuzzBee blaster, and it's really one of the only other blasters from the entire BuzzBee line that I was even somewhat interested in, and I wasn't even interested until I saw, like, Dirtest Michael's video on the thing, because he did a cool video on it, even though it was in German, and I don't speak German, so that didn't really help me all that much, but I do speak blaster, and this thing, you might write it off pretty much immediately. It's really cool. It's got one cool thing on it that makes it, well, besides the fact that it transforms, so 2 cool things that make it somewhat interesting, and it claims it has a range of up to 100 feet, which, is pretty gnarly, and it says it morphs into 4 different configurations, so unlike other blasters where you're gonna take a stock off, put a stock on, put a barrel on, and then yeah, this thing's just built right in to do that, so it's like having 4 blasters in one! I kind of freaking doubt it. Dart's compatible with all Adventure Force blasters and most standard Nerf blasters. On the back of the box, we get a folding stock, somewhat important, a trigger, very important, barrel button release, the barrel release button, there we go, I can read, a slide, and somewhat important, a folding barrel, it could be important, and a sight piece, not important at all, so, you tried there, you tried. Morphs into 4 different configurations, Henshins into 4 different configurations, come on. Barrel and stock both fold, stock instructions, barrel instructions, operation instructions. I think we can figure out how a blaster works, or we're going to break it before we even get it out of the box. But yes, this thing is kind of interesting because the barrel folds, but the barrel's also a pump. How does that work? Well, it also is a top priming blaster at the same time as a pump action blaster. It's a folding pump action blaster. And because of my weird affection for transforming things, I might really like this one, but I honestly don't know until we take it out of the box, and it looks like it's just adhered with a couple of zip ties. So, trusty gunpla nippers, bam, boom, turn up, best match. All right, you can get off there. It comes with these darts right here. I can guarantee you these things are god-awful, and you honestly don't even want to use them.
But how do you know that?
I'm just gonna put them in the garbage most likely, so we'll use some good old-fashioned good Adventure Force darts. And it's the Max Morpher. It comes in this configuration, which I think is a little weird, and come on, BuzzBee. So my hand does fit this, right? But only just barely. You can make a good grip that isn't super uncomfortable. I know you can do it. If anything, make that grip transform, BuzzBee. This is ridiculous how every single year it's the same problem, but, well, this is a stock that transforms, and, I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, that's not good. It's only held on by these, like, Night Finder plunger tube, kinda, I don't know what you'd call that, but yeah, thing. And even though it has 2 points of contact, yeah, that's, well, that's less cool. It is only, like a $16 blaster, though, so keep that in mind. And, well, it's got a pump on it, so works quite well, actually. And then we can press this button down here, or I guess it's a switch that and it goes like that. And it's still primed, so then we can fold that back up like that. And you've got your one little compact blaster right here, and then you could just go BAM! And, BAM! And then you got this crazy long carbine thing with, well, it's only like, what, an 8-shot cylinder? That's not great. my enthusiasm is starting to wane somewhat, but it could still be rather powerful, so that might be something. It says Morpher on the side of it, which it is symmetrical on both sides. I'm quite impressed by that, and putting down this stock actually does impede your grip somewhat, but okay, well, let's put some darts in it and see what it does.
Well, what does it do?
I should note for those of you playing at home that I am not using the included darts, because the included darts are garbage and you should never use them, so I'm not going to worry about even testing it with the included darts. Just expect yourself, if you are using the included darts, to not have a very good time. And if you are a small child getting this blaster for whatever reason, probably because this is the kind of blaster small children would like, make sure you scream and beg your mom to get you a 200 pack of the Adventure Force waffles for a grand total of $10. Did I say 8? I'm pretty sure this was 10. 10 shots. Not a bad cylinder. However, that reload is absolutely horrible. God-awful. That's a really long lead. I'm trying to figure out, like, besides the fact that this thing would be fun, what kind of tactical advantage this would have. Unless you can get this cylinder rebarreled and this thing hitting, like, 170 FPS, which, you know, is a fairly tall order, I really don't see you, except for the fact that it's really fun, ever using this for any kind of serious, like, competitive use. But, it folding up like this and having it on your person, and then you'll just take it off and be like, they'll never expect the Morpher, my top priming blaster that I can also turn into a pump action. Hey, I wonder if it has slam fire, does it? Oh, of course not. Of course it doesn't have slam fire. Why would it have something cool on it? Oh, seriously, this, like, do they not hold their blasters before they test this stuff? Oh, come on.
Hey, come on!
Alright. It is loaded. We'll do a patented hand test. Doesn't seem like it popped all that hard. It's got a little bit of a tinge to it. If only we had a better way of testing the velocity of darts. Oh, wait! Let's turn this sucker on. And bam! 61.9. Let's try that again. 52.1. 73. 64. 64.6 that time. 65, yeah, BuzzBee, that ain't no 100 feet ranges unless it's like, you know, angled downhill with a tailwind and a Category 5 hurricane. Yeah, I don't really see no 100-foot ranges out of this thing, so got one shot left. It's not terrible, but it's definitely not good. Okay, well, this is where I splice in some B-roll footage of me actually shooting this outside, because I gotta say, it doesn't really matter at this point. What exactly would provoke you to get something like this? Well, it is cool. It's got the gimmick where it got not only a pump-action barrel on it, but you can fold that up, and you have a top prime. Why would you want that? I have no idea. It's got a folding stock that is really cheap and flimsy, and honestly, I don't think it feels that bad, but the biggest problem is if you actually shoulder it, it bends and flexes, and yeah, I wanted to really like this thing, to be perfectly honest. I really did, because I liked the idea of it being a slide prime like that, and then you can fold it up and have a pump action, which I thought was really nifty. I like the transforming gimmick, but this thing just don't excite me at all. For the price, it's a lot of plastic, but there's really no performance to back up that price. There's really no additional tactical advantage for that price. It's a fun toy, and I pretty much knew that's what it was going to be, but even then I'm somewhat let down. If the grip was a little more comfortable, if the stock was less wobbly, then I might be able to give it a better recommendation, but this thing is almost unusable on any kind of, like, normal war scenario at this point, and unless you really, really like the gimmick, which, you know, you may, this thing's not gonna really give you a whole lot. And honestly, with all these moving parts and stuff like that, and the fact that BuzzBee Plastic is, well, a budget blaster brand, it's going to be very, very prone to breaking, you know, I kind of wonder if it's worth picking all that up. But I should mention that this one was sent to me by my loving patron, Saint Homely, so thank you very much for sending this off to me, because I was already looking at picking this thing up. I just can't hate it, but it's a hard recommendation from me. Maybe this will have some kind of performance enhancement you can do to it, but you're gonna really have to lock this thing up to get any kind of real fun out of it. I think the main fun is the fact that you can break it open and have this weird, crazy transforming thing, and the fact that you can keep it on you in this like short configuration when you want to is kind of cool. But yeah, I'm not gonna say that's definitely worth you rushing out there and picking up. Honestly, the BuzzBee Henshin thing right here is, I'm gonna give it, if I have to give it a rank, I'm not gonna give it even bronze. Let's go tinfoil. Tinfoil rank, so that will be the lowest rank I can give any blaster. And, yeah, it's something that technically works, but you don't really need it, and if you wanted it, well, I can't really convince you otherwise. It's a cool idea. Honestly, I wish more blasters had that kind of thing on it, because that's just goofy and fun, and had this been made by like another company, we would have got a probably better performance. Some kind of reloading gimmick would be ace, and probably get better loading, you'd get a more comfortable grip, it would probably feel a lot sturdier in the hand, because this, like, even me just, yeah, gripping this a little bit is making it kind of flex and crackle on me. Well, I don't know what I expected, because it was a thing called the Max Morpher, and it works, but not very well. But that's my opinion. Let me know what yours is down in the comments section below, because I'm very curious to hear if the transforming gimmick and the little priming gimmick and stuff like that is enough for you to warrant spending a total like $17, $18 on this beast. But yeah, other than that, I'm Walcom S7. Thank you very much for watching this video, and of course, I hope to see you in an entirely different one.
You gotta